Hello, judges of the Cal Poly Pomona Cybersecurity and Awareness Fair of 2023. My name is Antoine C., and I was a recent graduate at Cal Poly Pomona. I was a master's in computer science, and I finished my thesis in May of 2023. So today I will be talking about security vulnerabilities and self-driving artificial intelligence cars for the cybersecurity problem-solving category. So nowadays we have cars such as Tesla, which tout to be self-driving cars. So they use like computer vision and machine learning models to allow the car to see the road ahead of them, make stops when needed, yield to traffic, and go through intersections when the light is green or at a four-way stop when it's their turn. So the goal of my research is to see if there are existing machine learning vulnerabilities in the machine learning model that I can implement and see the consequences of those vulnerabilities on the machine learning model or the computer vision model. So instead of something like a Tesla car, we are instead attacking a small self-driving car, because if a small self-driving car is vulnerable, then these vulnerabilities could happen to a bigger car, such as the Tesla car or any other self-driving cars. And if these vulnerabilities at the machine learning level can cause major problems in the real world, such as the car going off the track, for example, or the car just like swerving, for example, this could cause in the real world, it could put human lives and pedestrian lives at risk if these vulnerabilities do affect the car in any way. So this bottom slide here for the setup, we have the network adapter, the laptop, the jet racer car, and the controller. So the jet racer car is going to be our small self-driving car. The controller is only used to create the data set that the computer vision and machine learning models will use for the jet racer car to drive itself around the track. So the attack that I was mainly focused on for my research is the image scaling attack. So an image scaling attack is if some computer vision models require an input image of a certain size, for example, 244 by 244 pixels, we can manipulate that by creating a data set of bigger size images. So let's say about like 1024 by 1024. Most of these computer vision learning models will downscale that image to the appropriate size. So if you recall, for example, our input size for this computer vision model would be 244 by 244 pixels. So because of that downscaling that the model will do, we can use an algorithm to compute a source image, so an image from the data set, and then a target image, what we want the data set or what we want the model to see. So we can use an algorithm to concatenate both these images together so that the image looks like an image from the data set. However, when we downscale it, we actually get a different image, and it's the image that we want to confuse the model. So figure 4 and figure 5 show the attack image here in figure 4, and then a combination of the attack image and the image from a data set. As you can see, the image looks very inconspicuous, like you can't even see the attack image in the data set. So the results of my research, I also did a data poisoning attack on the computer vision model and the machine learning model as well. So the first and third images here are the car moving normally, while the second and fourth images are with a data poison data set. So the first and third images are of the original data set. So as you can see, the car can make this turn like normally, but with a data poison attack, the car just goes off the track, which would kill people in real life. But the main point of my research was on image scaling attacks. So this left image here is the car, like the initial position of the car, and this right image here is the car a few frames after that initial position. The far left is the original data set, and the percentages here are how much of the data set that I image scaled. So 25% means 25% of the data set is it has been affected by the image scaling attack, and 50% is half the data set, and 75% is majority of the data set. The 25% name adjusted, I was seeing if the name of the images that the model is using to train affected the model, affected the car in any way, and it didn't. So as you can see here, for the original to 25%, it seems to be going smoothly. But when it gets to 50%, the car is hugging the orange line, as you can see here and here. So because of that, the car is essentially hugging the edge of the track, which in the case of, let's say, like a real life scenario, if the car is hugging like the curb of a street, for example, then there is something wrong with the self-driving car. So the car will essentially just like either hit the curb or hug the curb, which is not good at all because you could hit cyclists, for example. But as you can see, for the 75%, like the car is still on the track and not hugging the curb like the 50%. So this gets to my challenges slide, where I think my data set for training the model was too redundant. So my data set for the car, I was essentially clicking images to make sure that the car could, when it goes through the machine learning model and the computer vision model, where it sees me click is where I want the car to go. So for example, for a straightaway, I would click straight ahead. When I would want to make a left turn, I would click to the left. But I may have taken too many images, so that the redundancy of the data set essentially killed off like what I was trying to do with my my image scaling attack. The setup also had some physical challenges, like early on, where I tried to assemble the car, and we ran into some issues that such as certain parts not fitting. We had to contact the manufacturer to get new parts, and the attack image may have been chosen poorly. So as you can see here, the attack image I chose here was like some image that would have been seen as noise. If I did something like maybe I like reversed this image or made this a right turn instead of a left turn, maybe it would have changed the how the car saw a left turn, for example, and may have made it a right turn instead. So some things in my future work would be something like choose a better attack image. And while I cover only image scaling attacks on the models, there are other security vulnerabilities on self-driving cars that could have been tested, like network attacks that I couldn't do because of time. So thank you for listening to my presentation and on my poster, and I hope you have a good day.